You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. Hey friend, welcome back to the Christian Life Coach Collective. We are busting the last myth in this series today. It's something I think that shows up early and often in the coaching journey, and it's the idea that success looks like having a ton of clients, like as many clients as possible. And I think at first glance that sounds kind of logical because you think, especially in the beginning, that more clients surely means more income, more impact, more momentum, right? But the question I would ask you is, at what cost? Because when we buy into that myth that more equals better, first of all, we're stuck in the world's formula anyway by doing that. But we end up building something that is more like a drain, not something that is filling us up and fueling us. I want to start just looking at the entire concept because so many coaches, especially when you start out, feel the pressure. Like you look at maybe what other coaches out there are doing and you're like, you decide for yourself. Their calendars are full. I have so many clients. And there's this voice whispering that if I were really successful, I would be totally booked. I would have a wait list of people wanting to work with me. I'd be coaching back to back to back, like all day long, which is so not true. First of all, nobody does that. It's exhausting to do one-on-one client work like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You don't want 40 different client sessions a week. That's not what you want. And it's not what you do. When you have a coaching business, a lot of your work, it falls in that Sokoka system. Share, offer, convert, onboard, coach, assess, right? Like that whole business system that I teach you, that is all of the stuff you're doing all week long. And you have different days where you're working on the backside of your business. You're not doing client work. You're doing content creation sometimes. You're networking. You're going to events. You're meeting people and sharing what you do. Like you can't do one-to-one coaching with all of these clients all of the time. First of all, you don't have that. I don't think you have enough words to do that. I don't care what they say about women needing to spend more words. I don't care if you're male or female. Like, I just can't imagine having 8-hour booked days of clients back to back. I just can't. So I want to challenge the concept because success isn't about volume. It's about the value, and the impact matters more than the numbers. I'm always going to be quality over quantity. So if you're coaching like 3 clients and they're getting breakthroughs and becoming who they're called to be and telling their friends about their transformation, like that is the success and the fruit and the legacy you're working to create. But if you're juggling even just 15 different clients, half showing up to each client session and you're burning yourself out, you're exhausted, you're tired of talking, you get done working and you're like, don't talk to me, people, when you get to your family. And you might be questioning, am I even making a difference or helping my clients even get some results because I'm exhausted and not really showing up full out when I do get to my client session. So you don't need more clients, you just need the right ones. The people who are coachable, they're ready, they're willing, they're committed to the process of transformation. You can truly partner with them to get the results that they say they want, right? That you can help them get. I want to take a little side journey here, though, and talk to you if you're a newer coach, because it is really easy when you first start out. You feel like, well, I just want to take anybody. I want to work with anybody. Like, I have so much energy. I'm so excited, so much passion. So if you're still in your first year or two of coaching and you're thinking, I want more clients, I have the time, I have the energy, I want to coach as many people as I can so I can get better at it. Honestly, I think that is okay, because there's something really great about that. And I kind of miss it. It's like Jesus, return to your first love. That early stage fire and passion and hunger to serve and practice and build and create and imagine. Like, the truth is, sometimes the only way to learn what your limit is to stretch it and to reach your limit. So the thing I want to offer you, this chunk of wisdom, this little gold nugget, is you don't have to stay in that mode forever. You are allowed to start very wide and then narrow down and refine. You can say yes to a lot more opportunities in the beginning so that you build experience, and I actually encourage my clients to do that. You can give yourself permission to slowly tighten your boundaries, get more intentional about who you work with and how many people you work with as you grow. And over time, you're going to notice what actually drains you, and you're going to see which clients and what kind of client work you do, which one lights you up, and then which ones leave you like spinning and exhausted and drained. And you're going to learn how much margin you need to prepare well for and how much you need to process afterwards. And you're going to start creating offers and rhythms and do all of these things that serve both your clients and your capacity. So if you're in that season, like all in right now, that's totally okay. Hold it all with open hands so that it can be a season, but not a standard for your business forever. Because that's just going to leave you feeling like, let's say, year 3, and you'll be like, I just don't have the energy I had in the first year or two of my business. Well, that makes sense. You have a relationship with your business. And it starts out like all hot sparks, And then eventually you dial it in. You're like, oh, we need to calm down. And those embers at the bottom of the fire, like they're not as fiery and sparkly, but they're actually hotter. Yes, I'm speaking to you married people. Over time. So personally, I had a long season where I was saying yes to basically every potential client because I had the availability, the fire, the passion, the heart. And also, honestly, I think I still had when I first started out, I had a little bit of more hustle energy and mindset in me. But over time, I really did notice that I was showing up tired and cramming sessions in, and I didn't have a lot of space to prepare for the session or reflect or even recharge between them. And I felt a little resentment towards the calendar. And weirdly enough, I was like, I don't want to close my calendar down more because I want all of the clients, but also how do I do it? How do I not turn them away? So I had I guess a wake up call at some point and realized more clients didn't equal more peace or freedom or even income in the long run because I wasn't doing my best work when I had that many going on, right? So if I'm not thriving, if you're not thriving, then our clients aren't thriving from it. They're not benefiting from our sessions in the way they could if we were showing up really fully. So the solution is to choose quality over quantity on purpose. And that's one of the reasons a lot of coaches will start raising prices. Raising prices will help you narrow down who is really ready and willing to work with you. Creating containers of coaching that's aligned with your energy, your strength. That's your calendar, your offer, your signature program, There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. You can dial it in. You can niche down even further. So it might mean you need to cap your client load and at least try it. Remember, everything is copy and contextualize. Do some experimentation. Try it out. See what happens. You might have to raise your prices so you don't have to overbook. You might design some kind of longer term program or monthly subscription that lets you go deeper with people instead of wider. And you can offer group coaching or short intensives in seasons where the one-to-one isn't really sustainable. But it definitely means saying no sometimes, even if that's hard. That's just part of being a coachpreneur and a solopreneur. So even when your calendar looks empty, I get it. Because your yes to the wrong client might be a no in the long run to the one who really needs you, that you really want to work with. So when you serve fewer people more deeply, you can create greater ripple effects. And then you get the referrals because they got the results. You start really building a reputation for being a coach who brings transformation, and you grow something really sustainable instead of kind of stressful. So I'm thinking, if you've been coaching, if this is you, I want you to look at your current client load right now and ask yourself if the pace that you've set is sustainable. Does it make you feel energized or drained? Are your clients getting the best of you? Are you really showing up? Are you fully prepared before you get in that session? Do you have time to recharge? Maybe you don't have, sometimes I have, because my sessions are 55 minutes. Sometimes I only have the 5 minutes between sessions, but I've already spent time before all of my clients. If I have 3 in a row, which is generally I don't ever really take more than 3 in a row, I can prepare ahead of time for all 3 clients and I'm ready to go. And I take that 5 minutes in between and I run to the bathroom, refill my water, whatever I need to do, right? But I have to make sure that I'm managing the rest of my day if I'm going to have 3 clients back to back, so that I am really prepared for all of them and I'm recharged and I have time after all of those clients together to finish my client notes and send out an email and, do whatever I said that I would do for my clients. I offer a lot of resources. I do a lot of feedback for my client sessions. So I have to make sure that I've got enough of me left for that so that they're getting my best. And you have to ask yourself, would fewer clients actually allow for more impact? So that's your permission to create a business that fits your life. It's not the other way around. You have to know that, friend, that success, it's not about collecting clients like trophies. Don't pay attention to the coaches out there on Instagram that look like that's what they're doing. It's about walking with people toward change in a way that honors both their story and your stewardship of your business and your time with them. So let's stop measuring our coaching success by how many names are on the calendar and start measuring it by the fruit that you see in your clients' lives and in yours. Because you're not building an empire in the world, you're building the kingdom. And that really starts with one intentional yes at a time, to a yes to God, a yes to you and your calling, and a yes to the people He sends you. So until next time, which won't be a myth that we bust, because this is the end. Not that there's not more myths out there, but I kind of only planned for these 20. I would just bless you to keep leading your life with purpose and integrity and faith. And I hope that this series has been a blessing to you, that you know things that you didn't know before and that you've been challenged by it. Go through, and if you've missed any in the past 20 episodes of any of these myths that you think oh, gosh, I probably need to listen to that. I think that is a lie or something I didn't know and that's been holding me back. I want you to go back and listen to it. Some of them might be things you need to listen to again. So, and if you are a woman of faith, I really invite you to come check out the new episode, podcast called Storymakers. It's identity, purpose, belonging, leadership, self-leadership, and faith for Christian women. So go find me over there. And in this podcast, we're really dialing in on becoming a coach and consultant coaching and all of the things about being a coachpreneur, like building a business so that you can make an impact, but you can also create an income. So that's why I started the second podcast, is so I could really dial in. Over here on this podcast, we're talking business. We're talking coaching, all things that as a coach you need to make an impact and create an income. But Story Makers is where we're going to dive in to life coaching, personal work. I'm just being your personal life coach over there and your personal business coach here. So please share both podcasts with anybody you know who could use the help and the support, the encouragement and inspiration. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.